and welcome to this edition of PSAM Presents, where we talk to leading sports venue industry experts. Today, I'm joined by Regupol's Peter Breuer, Sales Director, Sports Division, Sports Flooring International. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, John.
Can you please give us an overview about the company and some of the exciting projects that you've been involved with?
Yes, sure. The company, then called BSW, was founded in 1954 by the grandfather and the great-grandfathers of the today's owners and managers. They utilized scrap foam that came from the furniture manufacturing and invented the so-called chip foam that today is being used all over the world. It's a multicolored foam that was invented here, bound by polyurethane. And the products that were made then were sports mats for school training, martial arts mats, all kinds of sports mats that are being used in gymnasiums, as well as components for the automotive industry, for furniture industries and such. In the 60s, then we were looking for alternative raw materials. And actually that was when the tire recycling, the SBR rubber tire recycling started. We were looking for products that would have elastic properties like the foam, but would also withstand the elements, so they could be used outdoors. And after a lot of trials, the first Regupol was invented in 1968. That is when the first cylinder of Regupol was manufactured and peeled. And contrary to the foam manufacturing, Regupol is made in cylindric form so that endless rolls can be peeled off it. Regupol then really started to conquer the world. Sports surfaces were being installed, outdoor running tracks, athletic facilities, in and outdoor ball game areas, gym floors, multi-purpose sports flooring, football and hockey field underlay, playgrounds and such. And that is ongoing. When I started with the company in 1977, we had a turnover of 15 million euros. Today, it is 150 million euros. We employ roughly 750 people in 11 locations around the world. 7 different countries have our offices and manufacturing plants. And we roughly manufacture 14 million square meters of Regupol every year. Company is really well situated. We're expanding in all kinds of directions. Products are also being used in industrial applications. And you asked me about some interesting projects. Yeah, well, we have installed actually thousands of projects around the world. I would like to pick out 2 which were really interesting, amazing, and exciting, which certainly was the Berlin Olympic track, where Usain Bolt ran his world records. And then, of course, the construction of the running track for Usain Bolt at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica. There, I met Usain Bolt himself and his coaches, and we're still entertaining a really, really nice relationship. So this is certainly one of the most exciting parts of my career at Regupol.
Right. Okay. So obviously running tracks are one of your main products, and we understand that Regupol has recently announced a completely new and innovative laying technology for running tracks called 4.0 technology. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yes, that is correct. We have several different models of running track build-ups. One of them is our flagship. It's called Regupol Champion AG. That is a so-called sandwich construction. A sandwich is called a surface that has an underlying shock pad that is then coated at site with the wear coating. And when a wear coating is applied over an elastic pad, the pad must be sealed with polyurethane to make sure that the polyurethane does not penetrate into the pad. You don't want the pad to change its physical properties because it's saturated with polyurethane. And also you don't want to lose the polyurethane wear coat that might integrate into the pad. So it must be sealed. With the 4.0 technology, we have achieved that this treatment is now obsolete. The application of the seal coat does not have to be done. And let me share my screen and show you how our products are normally installed. You can see the prefabricated pad, which is, by the way, manufactured in our factories and compressed by 120 metric tons to make sure that the physical properties of the mat are the same and equally on every spot of the track. Here we glue down the pad with a 2-component polyurethane adhesive to the asphalt substrate and seal the joints. And here you see the process where we apply the liquid urethane straight over the pad. That could not be done before because it would have penetrated the pad and the seal coat would have had to be applied. That process we don't do anymore. And let me show you a little graphic. Here you can see on the left side, this is the traditional buildup where you have the ground, the gravel, the asphalt, then the adhesive layer, then the Regupol pad. And even here on the picture, you can see it's a little bit open structure. Then we have the seal coat to make sure that all pores are sealed. And then we have the wear coat and the EPDM. That was the traditional way. The 4.0 technology now is the adhesive, then the 4.0 elastic pad, and straight over this goes the polyurethane wear coat with the EPDM granules.
Thanks, Peter. I think that shows it really well in action. So what were the main reasons behind developing this technology and what kinds of benefits does it offer to your clients?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first one actually is a quality and safety aspect. When applying the seal coat, and if adverse weather conditions don't allow to apply the wear coat right away, like on the next day, and if the seal coat is exposed to the elements for longer than a day, it must be treated again. Must be mechanically erased or a primer must be applied. That is a very extensive work step and takes time, costs money. Also, the adhesion of our wear coat straight to the rubber mat is much, much better if there's no separate layer of a seal coat in between. Next reason is, of course, the speed of the installation. On an average size of a running track of, let's say, 7,000 meters, you will save about a week's work if you don't have to apply the seal coat. So that saves a lot of time and money, of course. Additional, the product that would be needed to do the seal coat does not have to be applied. So at the end of the day, we are saving the customer money and our installation crews a lot of hassle.
Okay, and have you already utilized this 4.0 technology on any installations?
Yes, after a lot of trials in our lab and trials in the field, we have installed 4 tracks last year, 2020, and the results are absolutely brilliant.
And another question to finish with. How important is it for your team to work from the very start of when a new track installation is being planned? And what common mistakes can occur if that doesn't happen?
Well, a zillion of mistakes can occur, actually. That is a brilliant question. We have, in the past probably 20 years, tried to make sure that we get involved in a project at the very, very early stage, in the planning stage, if we can, and get in touch with the owners and tell them about the problems that can occur if the infrastructure works are not being carried out in the right way, specifically if road athletics certification is needed. So what we do, we go and talk to the designers, the architects, the contractors, and explain to them what is needed. Many times we get involved and send our engineers during the construction period 2 or 3 trips before the asphalt layer is being installed, just to make sure that all construction steps are taken in the right way and that drainages, concrete structures, slopes, dimensions are correct. A speciality of what we do is also that we bring laser equipment to the job site to, at the very end, install the 2 asphalt layers to perfection. That is a very important issue for the contractors, of course, but also the architects and finally the owners, because we guarantee that at the end, after our Regupol surface has been installed, it will meet road athletics standards.
Brilliant. Thank you, Peter. That's given us a fascinating insight into Regupol and your products this morning.
You're welcome.